My background's simple. Out of high school and college, a trader. I did turnarounds for 10 years fixing companies, either take you public, close it, or fix the business. And I got burnt out. Who's ever been burnt out? And so around the year 2000, I wrote this down, there has to be more. And I took a 2-week vacation to work on my big plan, and it became a 2-year vacation because sometimes, please write this down, you got to check out to check back in. And sure enough, I figured out what I was really great at, and I want you to write that down today. What are you really great at? Right now, what are you great at? If someone said, hey, what are you great at? Figure out what you're really great at. And then can you make money with it? You know, is there a big market for it? Is there money in the space? Are you passionate about it? What I was great at was helping people grow and scale businesses. I was great at, if you tell me the vision of where you want to go, I could line up the teams, the money, the marketing, the process, and go to market with it. And so I teamed up with a young company back then called GoDaddy as a marketing partner, this other company called Franklin Covey as a channel partner, and we gave you a business in a box. We gave you a product called Successfolio, website, marketing plan, credit card processing back then. It wasn't that cool, but it's really cool today. And we got you organized. And we didn't care what business you did, we just helped you do it better. But at the time, I was about $1 million short for the marketing. How many here today are about $1 million short for your marketing? Hands up high and say that's me. How many could use an extra $1 million for your marketing? Right, everybody, because what I will tell you is that 90% of your marketing, most of your success is all what? It's all marketing. Who's ever seen great products that nobody buys? Come on, hands up high. Who's ever seen shitty products everyone buys? What's the difference? Marketing. So when I went through that, I realized one thing that I did have in my back pocket was over the decade before, I'd invested in great relationships. So if I tell you one way to scale a business is you invest in great relationships. If you'll do that, it'll pay you a lifetime of dividends. We got a big marketing partner out of New York. Within 20 months, we were in 20 countries selling that little stupid toolbox, right? Sounds crazy today. But I will tell you that you're only as good as your marketing partners. And that's exactly what happened for us. In 2005, we launched an incubator course called Rainmaker. The whole idea was to spend 2.5 days, 3 days now with entrepreneurs 4 times a year to help them with becoming a better leader, have better systems, get organized. And sure enough, that course took off. It was based around the idea, better vision, mission, path, purpose, the right funding, learn how to use barter, learn to be a better public speaker, learn to get paid as a public speaker. For those who want to write a book, teach how to write your books, get them published. But of course, get people organized. We found that a lot of people had clutter in their life. How many of you guys have clutter in your life? Who would like to take the clutter test? Just take me out to your car. Just show me the trunk of your car. Because if the trunk is cluttered, what else is cluttered? Everything. And sure enough, it was a huge home run. So I'm going to ask you some fun questions today. I'll give you a lot of cool websites to do, but how many here could actually use a whole lot more qualified leads for your business? I mean, literally turnkey, qualified, can't wait to talk to you. Because what happens for most of us is that it's not the time you spend with the wrong person, it's the time you didn't spend with the right person. That's what costs you so much money. So if I was in your board of directors today, and on the little sheet of paper I gave you that's got my picture on the top left, I want you to just kind of do me a big favor, and I want you to just write on there, kind of have some fun with this, right? Thanks for Emily getting me this little flip chart. I'm not really sure if this is going to hold up, but we'll do our very best. On the right-hand side, make a box like this, a little rectangle. Right below the text where it says Bill Walsh, that text. And inside that box, I want you to write down, what are you projecting for the next 12 months of revenue? It's a really fun, once again, I'm on your board. You've hired me for 45 minutes to give you some insight and wisdom about your business. We're going to look at your business from a whole different vantage point, right? So who can tell me your revenue projection for the year? Gross. And I can't know your nets, but what's your gross? Who's got a gross number? Let me hear your gross revenue projection. 500K. Good. Who else? Come on, guys. You don't know your numbers? You're already out of business. You just don't know it yet. 1.2. Good. Who else? What do you got, Doc? 1.3. Good. 1.4. Yeah, right there. 3.5. Anybody else? $1. $1. Good. Well, let me give you $1. Take the rest of the year off. You're done. Here's your buck. Get out, right? See, what happens is that most of us are trained on what's your revenue going to be? What's your money going to be, right? So when we launched Rainmaker back in 2005, we made it very simple, right? $1 million. Every product or course we've created is always based on, could the course at least generate $1 million? If it couldn't do $1 million, no reason to launch the program. But we thought about it differently, right? So when we put into the program, we said, well, what else can we give them, right? So we positioned 3-day training, meet 4 times a year, work on all these aspects of your business, social media, marketing funnels, sales funnels, loyalty programs, referral programs, right? But on top of all that, put them access to a community group. We find that most CEOs today that are entrepreneurs or solo entrepreneurs are lonely. They don't have a team. They don't have people to talk to. How many are a little crazy here today? Say, I'm a little crazy. Turn left to right and say it's the crazy ones that make all the money. How many right now your family think you're kind of nuts? Come on, be honest. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, right? So if you're a little crazy and your family thinks you're nuts, you're the ones I love. Does that make sense? Because you're the ones that are going to make it. Because most other people will quit what's called 3 feet from gold. They'll quit right at the edge of their comfort zone, right? But I'm telling you today that you got to be a little crazy. But we knew if we could give you a community to talk to, weekly coaching for a year, vault of all these videos and trainings, come to our events live a year, that there's no doubt you'll be a better entrepreneur. Most dentists were not trained to be great marketers, yes or no? Think about all your years of dental school. How many hours did you take that taught you about advanced marketing business principles? Yeah, 0, exactly. Maybe 1 or 2, right? But the idea is be a great dentist, so that's awesome. So we built our program based on this, and I want you to think about this for your business. What does an average client spend with you per year? Write it down. How much does somebody spend with you? What do you generate on a new client for the course of the year? You probably know your number, whatever the number is, right? If it's 1,000, 5,000, I don't know. Whatever the number is, write it down. If you're in cosmetic dentistry, probably a lot higher, right? But whatever it is, write that number down. So what we did is we built our program based on $5,000 for you to bring your team of 4, plus you, of course. Your kids get to come for free because I believe every kid should be an entrepreneur. Every kid should start a business. These are not your kids that are 35. Does that make sense? These are your kids that are 21. Is that clear? If they're 35, they're not a kid anymore, right? But the idea was, once again, provide massive value. As a small business, you do not compete on price. You compete on value. Learn something called value stacking. Quit offering discounts. Add more value. If your website says get a discount, right? What you're telling people is that you're not good enough to put yourself at the top of the market. I'm telling you right now, if you'll keep your prices stable, keep adding more value, they'll buy from you over and over. Say I am. No, loud. Say I am. Not Walmart. Walmart competes on price. You compete on value. Is that clear? So we knew for a fact if we charged $5,000 a person, we had to serve 200 clients. Does that make sense? So now in your business, completely change what you've been trained on to focus on the money, and from this day forward, focus on one thing: how many customers can you effectively serve? Move all of your team's philosophy around creating such great value that you serve more customers every day. And the minute you move it to customers versus money, your team has a whole different bandwidth. Here's why. Many people have this affinity around money, that money is the root of all what? Evil. Money doesn't grow on? Ask the folks in Colorado. Okay, ask the folks in Washington. Okay, so maybe it's weed, like, yes or no. But have they made some money, yes or no? See, you were born with the greatest money tree ever. It's right up here. It's called your intellectual property. Say, I have great intellectual property. Say, I am going to monetize my intellectual property. Now look left, right, and say, that's interesting. One of my business partners, he's also a client, he wrote a book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. His name is Mark Victor Hansen. He was laughed at for the same exercise. No one's going to buy your stupid book. People don't care about people's stories. But they've sold 600 million copies. Is that pretty good, yes or no? Yeah. Say this loud. Say, I have big things to do. Now turn left, right, and say, you don't know who you're sitting next to. Because one person, how many? One. Can change your life forever. But until you move from your teams focusing on how much money you're going to make to how many clients we're going to serve, you'll always be stuck around the money equation. But if you're focused on client servicing, how many great clients can we serve? Who's ever driven past the McDonald's? Does it say we make billions selling you subpar hamburgers? No, what does it say? It says billions and billions what? Served. Comes from the Bible. It's great marketing. The Bible says you want to get wealthy, you got to what? You got to serve others. So I'm going to have a little exercise today about how do you generate more qualified leads to get to those numbers, and your entire teams have to own this. Is that clear? And to own this, it's a different philosophy. See, because we know, once again, you got to serve 50 clients a quarter. Does that make sense? And here we got to serve 17 clients a month. How many? Just 17. which means we've got to generate about 170 leads. How many here could use an extra 170 leads a month that are qualified? Hands up high and say, that's me. So when's a good time to start getting some of them? Now, what if there were some ways I could show you today that cost you like next to nothing, but it would increase your lead flow dramatically? Would that be okay, yes or no? Yeah. Now, how many here would like to be part of an incubator group for a whole year to work on some of this stuff? What if I told you the first 90 days would be tough? What if I told you you would hate our team for the first 90 days? Would that be okay? But you'd love us for the rest of your life. So let me give you a few examples of how to do this, and if you'll just follow the process, even if you just do this, the free stuff we give you today, in the next 7 to 10 days, you'll soon need leads coming in for your business that are qualified. Would that be okay, yes or no? So check this out. All you got to do is draw a little line like this across here, right? And I want you to put the first word over here. It's called expert. What's it called? See, people don't want to buy from someone that's okay. AT&T made commercials about this. You know, come on and be our first LASIK surgeon, right? Our first LASIK customer. It's only $200 today. Who's going to pull in? Nobody. Because we're used to paying $5,000 or more for a good LASIK surgeon, yes or no? See, it's the same thing here, is that if you're not positioned as the expert in your space, they're going to buy from somebody else. So expert positioning starts with, right, can they even find you? So here's what you all need to do. Go to this little website, set up your own influencer page. Say, I am an influencer. You just don't know it yet. But if you're great at what you do, you're an influencer. Do you guys have customers, yes or no? Yes. If you have customers, you're a what? You're an influencer. There's a website, it's real simple to use, called Mingle, mingl.no. Go to mingl.no, and mine is /BillWalsh360. You want to set up your free influencer page today. It costs you nothing. You're going to add your photos, your QR codes. You're going to add your LinkedIn, your Instagram accounts. You're going to add PDF documents about your business. You're going to even add, if you have currently today, a way to book appointments, a button to book an appointment with you. They give you the entire service for free. Is that okay, yes or no? So now once it's set up, go to GoDaddy, pay the $8, point the GoDaddy account right to your influencer page. If you don't have an influencer page, people are having a hard time probably just trying to find you online. And if they can't find you quick, write this down, they found your competitor. Is that clear, yes or no? So now you've got the influencer page set up. Doesn't take very long to do, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. You can also do group text messaging inside this app for free. It's a WhatsApp business model, but it's a super cool page. Now, once you've got this done, I want you to do something really kind of crazy. You want to create what's called a community. What's it called? Community. So go to Facebook and set up a free community just for your customers. I promise you that your best customers know more best customers, yes or no? Yet we never make it easy for them. The other thing you want to do is get a book cover done. I don't care about the book. I want you to get a book cover done. How many here would like to become an Amazon best-selling author? Hands up high. Let me see. How many don't really care about the Amazon best-selling author but like the idea of getting more customers, yes or no? So here's how you start. Go to this website today called Canva. It takes you 10 minutes. Create a book cover. It's free. You can go to Killer Covers, will make a book cover for you. You can go to 99 Designs, will make a book cover for you. But the minute you got the book cover done, you make the announcement that your book comes out Q2 of 2024. Would that be okay? Book comes when? Q2 of when? 2024. Does that give you enough time to write it, yes or no? How many are okay with this so far? Can you follow this so far, yes or no? The minute you do this, you go set up what's called a business page on Facebook. A business page as an author on Facebook. You put a cover of your book up there. You let people know the book is coming out Q2 of 2024. And you put one comment per week of good content. How many of you guys could write 1 or 2 good comments a week of just good content? No sales. On your business page, no sales, just content only. Now, the minute you've done this, you got the mobile page set up, you got the book cover done, you got the Facebook page set up, right? You're going to go to this other website. It's pretty cool. It's called Haro. Write down help a reporter out. Go to Google, type in Haro. Get yourself listed as a subject matter expert for your niche only. The minute you do this, you're going to start getting people calling you to give you a comment on your area of expertise. I need an expert on cosmetic dentistry in New York, and they call you. Would that be okay, yes or no? Because now you get press. You get what? Press. It's all about getting noticed. It's all about creating a buzz. You'll learn later today from Angel Tussey, one of my students and one of my really dear friends. She's amazing at getting you in the press. Because the more you get in the press, the more business you get, yes or no? But the neat part about this, anytime you're putting anything online, there's an app called Pingler. How many guys use Pingler? Nobody. It's $3 a month. If you simply ping every time you put a great post or an article, it'll actually help with all your SEO rankings. Because now it says someone else is talking about something you said, which gives you third-party credibility, which validates you on Google for $3 a month. Is that okay so far? Can we all do this so far, yes or no? Yes. Now we've got this done, I want you to go to this other website called a little app, Download an app called Anchor. Anchor, it's free. You can set up your own free podcast. I just want you to do 2 interviews per month. I'll teach you exactly how to do it and who to interview. Would that be okay, yes or no? You take that content, put it in your Facebook group. You're like, Bill, I can't do all this shit. I get it. Write this down. You learn it, you do it, and you delegate. Is that clear? You learn it, you do it, you delegate. And we'll teach you how to do that too. Stay being a great dentist. Let us just make your marketing super easy. Let us make it so the customers can't wait to talk to you. They can't wait to use you for your services. Because I'm telling you, you're only as good as your marketing. You're only as good as your referral programs, right? They're all non-negotiable items for a business today. And you better be mobile ready. If you're not, you're losing more customers every day. But now the expert positioning is done, right? Now you need this. You got to have a great business plan, everybody. You got to build a great 1 to 2 year business plan. Leave out of here today, you'll get our success track, then our success plan, then a full-blown business plan. If you're not willing to take the time to do the work, don't enroll. I'll tell you that too. I wish I could tell you this is easy. It's not easy. It's work. But it's like anything else you've done, right? You spent a lot of money to build your practice. Why not make your practice flow? What a rainmaker does, you get it in flow. How many want to get in the flow, yes or no? Because if not, here's what happens. Most business owners, right, wind up in a place called Busyville. How many of you guys know about Busyville? You ever call your friends, what are you doing? I'm busy. I'm like, busy doing what? I don't know, but I'm busy. Where do you think they're busy going? Nowhere. They go from Busyville, write this down, to a place called Brokeville. What's it called? A lot of times they're mentally broke. They might not be financially broke, they're mentally broke. And the last place, this is the last stop on the line before they actually quit the business, because we know that most businesses don't make it 5 years, in a place called Burnoutville, because they never learn to delegate. But see, as the CEO, say I am the CEO. It does not mean chief everything officer, yes or no? But how many of you guys feel like that today, like you're wearing so many hats? Yes or no? It's true. See, I don't ask people what they do. I ask them how many things you delegate per day. But see, as the CEO and the expert, you got to be the visionary. You got to write the vision for the brand. And the vision is not where you're at. The vision is where you're going. Part of positioning you as an expert is that we're going to help you build that vision. That people say, how do I find great help? Write this down. You don't find great help. You attract great help. You become so good at what you do, it brings the right people in. And that does not happen overnight. But that's all part of expert positioning. How many guys could use help with positioning as an expert in your niche? Hands up high and say, that's me. Listen, I've coached guys like Les Brown, Mark Victor Hansen, Brian Tracy, big companies, MGM Grand, Lottomatica, with positioning of their brand. Because if you're not positioned right, write this down, you're positioned wrong, you just don't know it yet. And of course, on top of all that, second piece of this is you got to become empowered. Become what? Empowered. Write this down. You got to have the right tools, the right systems, and the right teams. These are the teams you need. Number one, outsourcing. Learn to outsource things you're not good at as fast as you possibly can, or they'll burn you out. The second team is called a mastermind team. Get around people that challenge you. There's always 3 mastermind teams you belong to. One is virtual, one is a team you help, and one is a team that challenges you. We're always looking for mastermind leaders in cities all over the country to lead and help new entrepreneurs. Virtual mastermind once a month. It's like, how many of you guys believe that almost every Fortune 100 company has what's called a board of directors? How many of you guys believe that most of the companies, Fortune 500 to Fortune 1000, have what's called a board of advisors? What do you think most entrepreneurs have? Write this down. It's called broke brother-in-law. Yes or no? How many of you guys know about broke brother-in-law? You notice how broke people always have advice, yes or no? Yet they've never built a damn thing. So if you want to make more money, erase all the negative people from your life today. Go in your phone, negative people, just take them out of your phone. Do it all today. You'll sleep better. You'll walk faster. You'll feel better. No more unscheduled calls. Because you got to learn to get rid of the stuff off your plate as fast as you can. The third group you need, write this down, are called marketing partners. You've got to have influencers in your life. You better go find the people that play at the highest level and get them behind your brand or service. You got these big dental supply companies, figure out ways to team up with them. Figure out ways to get them to drive traffic, right? We had a great conversation. How do I say your first name again? Raj. What he does makes it easy for dentists to get more business, yes or no? So if he has a way to get you more customers for your dental practice, when do you think will be a good time to team up with him? Today. How many here could use more customers? If they can make it easy through their marketplace to bring you customers, don't you think that might be something to explore, yes or no? So don't say, hey, can you pitch me on your product? No, you say, hey, let's go have lunch. Let me buy you a coffee or something. And you figure out how can you help him first. See, the problem for most entrepreneurs is what can I get? Instead of how can I serve? When you switch to how can I serve for folks that play at a much higher level than you, believe me, it's a game changer, yes or no. Crazy Dental, same thing. They got great supplies. I see them sponsoring all these shows. Oh, there's Jay. He's like, yeah, that's me. Yeah. This is not a beach contest, Jay. It's good. But I do love you, brother. But at the end of the day, if they've got the customers, they got access to help you grow your brand, you better find out who plays in the top 10. Write this down. They're called the Fab 10. When I started in 06, we started really growing the brand. I didn't have the millions, but I had the connections. Does that make sense? I invested in the relationships. I began to sponsor masterminds, sponsor events. And they got bigger and bigger and bigger. We launched our masterminds in 08. We launched our inspiration conferences, our speaker programs in 2010. We put up $1 million more to sponsor these small business expo events. We went from 3 or 4 events a year to 17, over 100,000 people a year coming out to the live events. We brought on Google and AT&T and T-Mobile and Sprint and every major brand that sold to small business. But it didn't start that way. Does that make sense? So when you start to think about marketing partners, it is the greatest way to grow quickly is through those that already have a trusted name in your space. Is that clear? What happens if Oprah says she likes your book? Your book sells what? They skyrocket because she spent 20 years to build the brand. So today, figure out 10 people you know that could be local. They could be head of a chamber. They could be head of a church, an association. But if they get to know you, like you, and trust you, and they promote you, you don't got to spend a ton of money on advertising. Does that make sense? You invest with the people that already have the direct access to your customer. And we'll teach you how to access them and put the partnerships together. Would that be helpful? For some people, it could change your whole business just that fast. And I started to realize, too, that once you start having those right people in place, you got to build a great core team, you guys. You got to attract a great core team for your company. You got to figure out ways to replace yourself. You start a business for a reason, to sell it. Or, once again, to delegate it. Find people going to run it for you, or take it public. You know, if someone writes you a big fat check, people, I'm not going to sell out. When they see the number, they always what? I'm out. I'm done. You know what I mean? If the number's big enough, you'll find something else to do, yes or no? So you've got to position your practice once again that it can run without you as soon as you possibly can. It might take you 5 or 10 years, but is it worth it, yes or no? How many really believe that people on their deathbed say, man, I just can't wait to go to the office? No, they're like, man, think of all the things I missed. You don't want to miss the baseball games. You don't want to miss the quality time with quality people. Oh, wait till your golden years. We should teach our kids to be rich in their 20s, not to save so they can vacation in their 60s, yes or no? Start with wealth creation. It's a mistake that we make, but you can't make that as a CEO. You want to attract a good team. How many here could use a better team? Hands up high and say, that's me. Yeah, maybe you already love your team. That's great. But if you've been in business for more than 10 years, how many have been with you the whole time? And you're going to find a lot of great companies. It's not about the most money they pay. Write this down. It's about recognition. It's about programs you can give them that keep them where they feel like they're part of a bigger family. But it's also stock option. In our restaurants and nightclubs, we would always make the managers owners after 5 years. They'd get like 2% a year, but our theft went way down. They no longer punched the clock. They would come in so early, leave so late because they thought like an owner. Does that make sense, everybody? These are little things, but they're big things. Now, when it comes to your systems, write these ones down. You got to have a loyalty program. No loyalty program, you're missing out on great customer opportunities. Every Fortune 1000 has a loyalty program. Why do you think they all have loyalty programs? Write this down. It works. It's all that matters. You got to have a good referral program. I recommend simple 6x9 postcards. Go to this website called 99 Designs. Use a printing company called Next Day Flyers. Print 5,000 6x9 postcards for like $125. On the front, it can say, we love customer referrals. Make it just that simple. Put your logo on there and a simple call to action. On the back, have all your details of what you guys do. Maybe a photo, a paragraph about your brand, maybe a couple bullets you guys do, and the bottom, a call to action. And the call to action has to move them to something mobile. Get them where they get instant response. People do not want to wait for emails anymore. They're bombarded with emails. But the thing is, once again, that referral program can increase your gross revenue. If this is all we did was work on your referral program, 10 to 14% increase in your gross. You wrote down $1 million. How many of you guys could use an extra 100 grand? Put your hands up high and say, that's me. I'm telling you, if you don't do these things, it's costing you what? It's costing you money. Would you invest an extra $125 to have a great tool? Because every customer that comes in, believe it or not, should become what's called, write this down, a raving fan to a marketing partner. Raving fan to marketing partner. If the customers love you, they're going to talk about you. But it's your job to make it easy for them to what? Send you new clients. So the same thing you make in print has to be in digital. which means that digital has to go right to their phone. Please share this little text with 5 people you know. Thanks for being a great customer. The minute they share that text, now it's personal from them, not from you. See, if I hear it from you, I don't know you, I don't trust you, I don't believe in you. But if I hear from one of my really dear friends that Elaine is the best dentist in Philadelphia, you got to go see her, I'm going to at least click on the what? I'm going to click on the link. I'm going to find out about Elena. And if she makes it easy, on your website, everybody write this down, 3 clicks to buy. On your website, 3 clicks to buy. If they got to spend all day on your website, they're not buying from you. Is that clear? Make it super simple to get them in as a customer, or at least get them into your database. Because the money's in the database. The money's in building something called an active community. And this is by far non-negotiable. Ask yourself today, write this down, how big is your text database? How big is your email database? How big is your newsletter database? And I'll tell you about your business. You tell me the size of those 3 databases, and I'll tell you about your business. I'll tell you about your growth over 3 years. How many here would like to actually have a good number to be able to project your next 3 years, yes or no? We can sit down in 20 minutes and help you do that. Because if you're not building a database, you're leaving a gold mine for someone else to get the money from. How many guys could use help with all these areas? Hands up high and say, that's me. That's me. One of the other parts that's really important, everybody, is mobile. Everything's going mobile. And it's not going to slow down. Who's ever seen that movie called The Secret? Have you guys seen the movie? Could you give me, I think I put something over. Could you grab that, there's a little folder there that says Power Team on the top. No, yeah, bring that up here. Yeah, let me see that. I'm going to show you guys some other stuff, too, about getting great print media. Who's ever seen The Secret? You did? I wrote a cool book, Obvious. What's it called? Yeah, because I believe that, people know what to do, they just don't do it, yes or no. So I thought I'd give away a copy of it. Would that be okay with you guys? Who'd like a copy of my best-selling book, The Obvious? I've only got one. Who would like it? I have one. Okay, well, who would like it? There's one. There's only one. Oh, Doc was the first to get up. Give it to Doc, yes or no, right? So let me give you rule number 1 in making a lot of money. Write this down. It's called Goya. What's it called? You got to get off your ass. If you're waiting for customers, I'm just going to sit there. I've seen The Secret. They're just going to show up. No. You got to put yourself out there every day. And especially if you're doing great right now. Write this down. If things are great, if you already have good numbers, man, put fuel on the fire. Get out to those great customers that love you and make it easy for them to send you more customers. But I will tell you also, invest in good materials. Use nice folders. These are called branding items. What are they called? You can buy these at Office Max for about $1.50 to $2 a piece. You can buy them from Ironwood for about 75 cents. This is a company called R.R. Donlin, one of the best printers in the world. They have a small business division. Write this down, Ironwood. And they're good at it. And you can buy them as you need them. So you can print 20,000, but say just ship me 1,000. Ship me 2,000, but you get the 20,000 price. Is that pretty good? Yes or no? These are little things, but they're big things. If you're going to use these types of brochures, right? Could you pass these out? Did you already pass these ones out? So these little things here, I know Emily's looks kind of familiar because Emily's my student, but that's okay, right? But these are good one-page ad slicks. What are they called? So the front is always big print. The back is always details. Front big print, back is details. 5,000 is about $300. Does that make sense? Because once again, if you give them a folder, then you can put folder size items in there. I also like, once again, third-party validation. Get magazines that write about you guys. Get stories, and always if you get stories, write this down. Buy what are called reprint rights. Always ask for reprint rights. We'll teach you how to use radio, media, print, once again, to expand your brand. I don't care what level your business is at, you've got to always be out there cultivating new clients, yes or no. I also like tickets. Like these are little tickets. When you go to events, don't pass out business cards. Pass out these simple little tickets. 5,000 tickets, like $80. Big print on the front, details on the back, yes or no. And I'll tell you that we have everyone bring all their marketing stuff to Rainmaker. When you come for the weekend, bring everything you guys have, and the team will review it with you. Does that make sense? But we'll show you how to save money on this stuff. Say I am not a graphic designer. So there's companies like 99 Designs, Upwork.com. They can make this easy for you. Let them create it all. Go to Next Day Flyers. PK Graphics is very good down here in South Florida. M13 Graphics in the Midwest. Print everything in one day for you and save you a ton of money on some of this stuff. I'm a huge believer, guys, there's nothing wrong with being frugal. Is that okay? Turn left to right and say being frugal is cool. Listen, 15 years ago, I got sick of driving, so I hired a limo driver, and I bought a limo. I have 3 TVs in the back, my wireless internet. To park in downtown Chicago is $75 to park. How many guys like free parking all the time? Yes or no? How many guys believe you could be a little more productive in the back of a limo than you are driving your car? I never get road rage. I just sit back there and work. Does that make sense? Plus, I have 10 passengers. I can pick up people. Would that be okay? I can have meetings wherever I go. See, once again, we don't realize, turn left to right and say, your time is priceless. See, we all know that our time is limited, yes or no? But we don't know that it's priceless. And the minute you realize your time is priceless, write this down, you'll stop giving it away for free. It's over. But I will tell you that mobile is not going to slow down. We're going to teach you how to network from the front of the room. Would that be okay? There's no more walking around the room saying, can I get your business card? Or slinging business cards. You ever see that? Here's my business card. We call that spray and pray. What's it called? You've made no connection with that person except here's my business card. You want to actually get to know them. You want to educate them. So the future is going to be speak from up here for 2 minutes. We'll teach you how to give an effective presentation on media, on radio, on TV, or at any live event, how to give a TED Talk, right? Whatever. But we'll make sure that you understand during that time, you create so much value that'd be crazy not to learn from you. Would that be okay? So who else here would like a copy of my book today? Hands up high and say, that's me. She's like, hell yeah. See, that's fast. I like that. How many here would also like our newsletter for the entire year on helping you grow your business? It's valued at around $300, right? Who would also like to know about some of the events we got going on around the country on a regular basis? So do me a favor. If you'd like to have that entire package, it's valued at about $300. Take out your phone right now. Quickly, take out your phone. You're going to text the word win. What's the word? Win. Text the word win. And you're going to text it to this number, 26786. Right from your phone. 26786. Now, the first one to text that in, we run a big internet conference every year in Vegas, December 12 to 14, with about 500 crazy entrepreneurs, all about internet marketing and joint ventures. We charge about $1,000 for those tickets, but the first one to text in today is going to get a free ticket. Would that be okay, yes or no? Would that be okay, yes or no? Yes. Who needs a trip to Vegas in December? Hands up high and say, that's me. Hell yes, you do, right? So think about this, right? If you could actually find a way that from this day forward, everything you did was automated, would that be helpful in your sales? We just launched a new SaaS product called Mobex. Mobex is the first digital mobile funnel creation system, all for less than $100 a month. They opt in, it sends your sales information, it sends your PDF documents, it sends your scheduling time, it educates them about your brand, and you haven't talked to anybody. Would that be okay, yes or no? I'm telling you that everything's going mobile. It's going where? How many here believe that this is a good time to figure out how to make more money on mobile? Yes or no? Okay, I'll give you an example. How many of you guys have a mobile phone? How many of you guys know someone with a mobile phone? When is it going to be a good time to start making some money from your mobile phone? As soon as possible, right? So I'll get back to it and we'll see who wins that free ticket. But I love to give away free stuff. But are you guys starting to understand how important some of this stuff is? Now, if you're on social media, write this down. Pick one. Be great at one. Pick one social media. Be great at one. If LinkedIn's where your customer lives, focus on LinkedIn. There's a service called Linked Helper is good. Another one called Connected. LinkedIn and Linked Helper is good. $29 a month. Very affordable. If you're using Instagram, you want to get something called IGTV. You need 10,000 followers. Hit me up on Instagram at BillWalsh360. I've got about 100,000 followers. I love to follow you back and learn about what you're doing, right? Always be engaging and giving away stuff. Is that clear? On your Facebook, focus on your business page, not your personal page. You want to download an app called Creator. If you're doing any videos at all, Creator is the best app on Facebook, but you got to have the blue check mark. If you've got 17 followers on Facebook, write this down. Either shut it down or don't advertise it. Is that clear? I'm an influencer. And I go to your Instagram, there's 9 people following you. You're not an influencer, right? So don't advertise what's not growing. Is that clear? But I will tell you how to grow it really fast. Write this down. You want to learn to create what are called 1-minute videos. 1-minute video, pure content with a call to action. 1-minute video, pure content, no sales, call to action. Or make them fun. Sometimes laughing at yourself is great medicine, yes or no? It's also good for the marketplace. People on TikTok now, I'm telling you, I was with a guy 2 days ago, 600,000 views on his one TikTok video. And he's getting calls off of TikTok. You would never think it works, but I'm telling you some of the crazier things are working today. But I'll tell you a cool app you can use, write this down, called InShot. It's like $9 a year. Super affordable. You shoot your 1-minute video, you upload to InShot, you put your text opt-in code inside of that, right? How many here, if I gave you the exact script, could follow the script? Could you guys do that just maybe once or twice a week for 1 minute? That's all. Now, once you start to do it, you just create the video, send it to your who? To your admin. How many here know for a fact you could probably use a virtual admin? Say, hell yeah. Because you let them do the things you're not great at. Let them check a business email section. Let them check your social media. Let them check potential connections, right? How can I follow up on the connections? Because it does no good to have the connections if you don't what? Follow up on them, right? But if you can outsource that, it makes your life a whole lot easier. People say, I messaged you on LinkedIn. I said, did I get back to you? He said, yeah, within 5 minutes. I said, oh, that's awesome. It wasn't me. Does that make sense? You've got to realize that there are systems now that can actually be you better than you. Does that make sense? To at least to the point where they've got an interest in what you're doing. So you move them from social media into a mobile SaaS. Mobile SaaS does the work for you, does all the follow-up. You're only talking to who? A qualified prospect or an existing client. Please write that down. You're only going to speak to qualified prospects or existing clients. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. How many of you guys could use more vacations? Hands up high and say, that's me. You need a vacation a month. One vacation a month. It could be 1 day now, but in the future it'll be 7 days a month. Learn to take 7 days a month and go enjoy it. When do you think it'll be a good time to take more vacations? Schedule them now. Listen, write this down. It's faith, family, and fun. Faith, family, and fun, or family, faith, and fun. You schedule those before the work, and the work will take care of itself. We teach rainmakers to be in the flow, man. You got to get out of your own way, which means you use systems and process to drive it. But on the empowered side, InShot, as soon as you upload to InShot, you edit the video, you push one button, it goes to all your social channels. Would that be helpful? When do you think it would be a good time to start using some of these tools? How many of you guys currently use InShot today? Yeah, a couple students, but nobody else, right? But how many of you guys could afford $9 a year? Could you swing that into your budget, yes or no? And if I showed you exactly how to do it, how many of you guys could follow through? So we're going to have our Rainmaker write these dates down, September 26 to 28 in Orlando. And also we're going to be in, if you guys want to get away, it's in St. Martin, October 1 to 4. The last day of St. Martin is an impact day, which we go do social service and give back. We have the president of the entire parliament coming to our class. Is that pretty cool? We now are beginning to sell our programs to countries because we believe that if we can empower small business, we can empower the country. I was with the general counsel, business council from Nepal yesterday in New York City. We did a luncheon with them, and they can't wait. They're like, I said, most of your business has to be tourism, but it's gotten killed. But believe it or not, people don't realize a lot of their money comes from textiles. Somebody's ringing. It's okay. Did you got to take that? No. You're okay? Okay, just want to make sure. If you guys could turn your phones off or just put on vibrate mode, listen, I don't want you to miss anything, right? But I tell you this, that when you start to realize that your story's too big to play small, nobody will discount you. What time did I go on at? What time did I start at? 45 minutes, right? I'll be done in 10 minutes. Good? Helpful so far, yes or no? Yeah. How many know for a fact this might be helpful for them? Yeah. Hands up high and say, that's me. And I'll tell you one of the greatest things of our business is the network. So let me just finish with two really quick things, and I want to make sure you guys have time for lunch. This is a big one, guys. Write this down. It's called exposure. What's it called? And the last one, of course, is called execute. If you don't get these two down, it doesn't matter. So the exposure side is you got to learn to get your message out there on a daily basis. So if you want to connect with millionaires in your backyard, there's a website called Vistage. How many here would like to have more millionaire clients? Hands up high and say, that's me. That's me. Okay, so if you think that millionaires and billionaires are calling you, you're in fantasy land. You got to go to where they're at, yes or no? So Vistage is a group that has nothing but millionaire CEOs, and they're always looking for new authors to speak. You might only speak for 10 minutes. You only need 10 minutes. Give away good content, give away some kind of gift, move them into your database. All go down this path. Don't slow down in your marketing. But I'll tell you this, BNIs, Rotaries, Latips, Chambers, these are all great places for new clients. Is that clear? And I'll tell you this, once you learn how to speak to them and open those doors, believe me, it's a game changer for your business. You want to be able to speak once a week. How often? Virtual or live, I don't care. Eventbrite is great. Meetup is great. There are so many new places to speak online that are in something called your FMZ, your 50-mile zone. We teach dentists, you've seen TMZ on TV, 30-mile zone. Dentists should work in what's called a 50-mile zone. And you want to use something called polyagonal marketing. You want to own the marketing to zip codes only. You start marketing to the whole zip code, you're missing all the zip codes, you're missing only your perfect customers. Only market to perfect customers. And we'll teach you how to do this as well. Does that make sense? You want to be on YouTube. You all should have a YouTube channel. YouTube channel is great for testimonials. Believe me when I tell you that YouTube gets more unique visitors per day than Google. You want to dominate in that space. But how many of you guys currently use Twitch? How many of you guys are on Twitch? How many of you guys have even heard of Twitch? How many hands up high, be honest, right? But Twitch is the number 4 most visited website in the world. It's owned by a little company called Amazon. Twitch lets you have your own TV show for free on your website. Costs you nothing. Going to broadcast twice a week? Put it on Twitch. How many of you guys want some of the millennials as your customers? They live on Twitch. They absolutely live on Twitch. And yet most people don't even know about it. So what happens is all your social media connects to Twitch, connects to YouTube, and if you ever want to really get powerful on the media side of this, there's an app called StreamYard. How many of you guys use StreamYard? So yeah, customers as well. StreamYard is another way that if you want to shoot good video, shoot a video on Zoom, goes into your StreamYard. StreamYard goes to your LinkedIn, all YouTube pages, Facebook groups. So now you can provide content by doing one 20-minute video per week. It costs you about $30 a month. Is that affordable, yes or no? How many guys could use help setting all this stuff up? I'm going to tell you that this will be the best $5,000 you've ever spent. You get to bring you and 4 of your guests. And I will tell you this, it could be your team, it could be other partners you might have, but it's going to be work. You know, and I decided to do something really cool for you guys. I mean, listen, we meet 3 to 4 times a year. We literally work on every aspect of the business when it comes to your marketing. I know Dennis needs a lot of help with marketing. You'll get this down to a science. But we'll show you step by step how to do it, then how to delegate it. Would that be okay? So once again, learn it, do it, and delegate it all. Stay great in your lane. Outsource the rest. The execution side, you got to build perfect days. Have to start today by realizing it's all about KPIs. We're big on KPIs. We're big on daily KPIs around customer acquisition and customer retention. It's not the hours you put in, it's what you put in the hours, yes or no? It's not the hours you put in, it's what you put in the hours. And that's a game changer for most entrepreneurs. Because they always tell me, Bill, I'm tired, I'm doing all these things. Right, get these things off the plate so it makes your day and it makes your business. And Emily does a great job of this. You can coach with Emily. I highly recommend take advantage of that. She's really good at what she does. Need help with tax and marketing? See my good friend Albert, the tax man. Does multi-millions of dollars a year out of one location, Hialeah. He's really good at his grassroots marketing. Another friend of mine is here, Keith Eichley. You'll hear from Keith about YouTube marketing, and of course he does a lot of real estate as well. But I'm telling you once again, get the right people in your corner. Want to learn about health? I met with this young man last night. I'm telling you, what he does for health and wellness is second to none. Is it expensive? Yes, absolutely. But Steve Jobs, with all his money, couldn't buy one more day, yes or no? If he could help you get an extra 10 years in your life, is it worth whatever you got to pay him, yes or no? You know it is. But you're going to learn from these guys and figure out how you can team up with them. You know, David, I thought you did a great job presenting. I thought your stuff was spot on. There's no doubt I could put you on some stages. We run 300 live events a year, 200 digital events a year. It's not going to slow down. It's only going to get bigger. Our big event in Vegas coming up September 1 and 2, 20,000 people. If you're looking for exposure, we got Amazon, Google, AT&T, Walmart, you name them. They're all in the same event. Because I'm telling you right now that it's not going to slow down. It's getting faster. And the speed of growth is moving into hyper speeds. And what a rainmaker does is 2 things: become unconsciously competent in your space and really understand quantum productivity. And if that resonates with you, I'm going to love to have you as part of this group. How many of you guys think this might be a good fit for your company? Hands up high, let me see. Let me just see who thinks it might be a good fit. It's an honor to be here with Dr. Emily, and I want to say thanks to her. And I want to say thanks to you guys for playing full out. So give Dr. Emily a big round of applause. Come on, give it up.